Thursday, January 24th, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 2019. Guys, in this video, we're going to take a look at some exceptional sky phenomenon observations that have been sent in recently. Normally, what I do is place these in the sky phenomenon photo gallery here at the website. Occasionally, I'll talk about a couple of them, maybe 2 or 3 in a video here and there. But this video, I'm going to talk about several that I've received recently, and we're going to start off with a video that was sent in by Vicky T of what looks like a dual sunset. This is probably one of the better examples I think I've ever seen. There's the sun, and if you look to the right, which you've already seen it, you can't miss it, it's a very bright light that is much larger than the typical sundog that we've all seen from time to time. It's just exceptionally bright, and probably one of the brightest I've seen. I don't know if that's because that was so low on the horizon, even though in the past I've seen them low on the horizon. There it is right there. That's why she took this video, because it did look like a dual sunset on this day. So good video. Thanks, Vicky, for sharing. That is probably the brightest example of a sundog I think I've ever seen, if in fact it is a sundog. This next video here was sent in by Jenny, and I don't know how she noticed this. I'm zoomed in right now. In the first clip that she sent in, this thing was like 2 miles away off in the distance. And she observed this from, like I said, a long ways away, and then started to videotape it. I zoomed in, and you'll see a couple of segments where I adjust the contrast and clarity. And you can see underneath, it's got like a long vapor trail that it just doesn't fit in with the rest of the clouds. That's why she took the video. She saw this from, no joke, probably 2 miles away. It's got some sort of a vapor trail that's vertical underneath it. These two things look like discs, maybe one disc or 2 discs on top of each other. You'll see in a still photograph, it looks like there may be something in between the two clouds that look like discs. I don't know, but she noticed this from a very long way away. Good observation. And look at those clouds underneath. They look different too compared to the rest of the clouds. They look like a thin vapor. The other clouds look like a thicker white fluffy cloud. It just looks out of place. And here's a close-up, and you can see this vertical shaft. Let me stop it here real quick. This vertical shaft that comes up that looks like it's connected to the bottom of these either 2 or 1 independent dome-shaped looking cloud with a flat bottom. And you can see something right there. Let me stop this real quick. You can see something, I don't know if that helps or not, but there's something there that's a slightly different color. Whether it means anything or not, I don't know. Here it is in X-ray format, and the darkness is telling us that there's reflectivity at that particular moment in the photograph or the video. So good observation by Jenny. I'm not exactly sure of the location. She didn't tell me. Just sent in the video, but an exceptional observation by Jenny of a very unusual cloud. This next video, this gentleman sent this in, was sitting in his car at 4 a.m. I'm zoomed in. He's in his car probably a block and a half away, and he notices a stationary set of lights above the tree line. And it's kind of foggy, hazy this night at 4 a.m. This was on July 19th of 2018. And he watched this light, or set of lights, sit above these trees, and then he drives towards them. And as he drives towards them and gets closer, you can see it's just sitting there. It's not moving. As he gets closer, this thing takes off. Watch. You see it's very cloudy and hazy on that night. See how it took off? Now he's following it through the neighborhood in his car. So that's why it's kind of bouncy. He's filming this from inside of his car. And here it turns to the left. It makes a sharp turn and goes almost vertical. You can see it was flat. The lights were horizontal next to each other. And it turns left, and The lights are now pretty much on top of each other, and then it disappears. So I don't know what that was. That was taken back on July 19th of 2018. And again, an unidentified flying object or objects. Don't know if those are together, if they're separate, but a good observation. And he said he watched them for a few seconds before he drove down through the neighborhood, filmed them for a few seconds, and then decided to pursue on down through the neighborhood to take a closer look. And then this set of lights took off. So here in this video clip, I've edited the lights to get a better look. I've slowed it down considerably, zoomed in considerably. These are the two lights that he saw initially, and here they are in X-ray format. Don't really see anything too obvious other than it's just a much closer version of what we just saw. So I don't know, some sort of a strange light. We see them all the time, lights that we, for whatever reasons, aren't familiar with, maybe have never seen before. People see them all the time. And in today's world, with the conception of the smartphone, we've been able to share photographs of these things that we normally wouldn't have known ever existed. And you can see here, it looks like, I've got that in slow motion. Did you notice that that looks like a collection of lights? Watch. See how those are kind of rotating? They're in like a sequence. Watch right here. See there? I don't know. Kind of an unusual observation. I think what this was a triangle, and I'll show you why here in a minute. And you could kind of tell when you slowed it down. I slowed the speed down 90%, and you'll see a third light appear that we didn't see in the beginning. That is in extreme slow motion. This is when he's approaching this set of lights, and then it takes off. And then it banks real hard to the left and turns like a complete 180 degrees to the left. And now the lights, instead of being horizontal, are vertical right here on top of each other. Now what I do is slow it way down here right after this segment here, and you'll see what looks like a triangle, or at least the outline of a triangle right there. See how the lights look like a triangle? I think that's what that was. Doesn't look like it was a gigantic one like we've seen before. In fact, I've seen one personally, and they are quite large. That one looks like a smaller one. There's just the two lights, and there's three. So quite possibly a triangle that was sent in just a couple of days ago, actually. Good observation. And before we move on to the pictures, guys, I've had several people tell me that for whatever reasons, and I don't know why, that the notifications were turned off. They weren't notified whenever I uploaded a video. I generally upload videos every day. So if you would take a moment, either now or at the end of the video, go to the home page of the YouTube channel, make sure that you're subscribed, and it's a two-step process. Once you subscribe, you click on this red tab that says subscribe. Then you have to click on this bell, and it has to look like this, and that means the notifications are turned on. So you should receive a notification whenever I upload a video from the YouTube channel. So just double check and make sure you're subscribed, and make sure that the notifications bell is turned on. Now I want to get to some pictures that were sent in recently. A lot of times these pictures I'll put in the photo gallery, but I'd like to just comment on a few of these, as there are some exceptional sky sightings. And guys, I've got dozens and dozens of more to get to. I know there's been a lot of emails sent in lately. I'm actually quite impressed at how wide awake you guys are. You guys are doing a great job, but it takes time to go through the email, and I apologize in advance if I haven't gotten to your email yet. I'm sorry. I'm working on them. I have gotten to some, and this is a picture from Frank. He sent this in. I'm not exactly sure where this is at. I want to say California, Barstow, California. Purple sunset sent in by Frank from California. I'm just going to go through these one at a time. There's some really good photographs in here, guys. I'm talking some blockbuster material. Look at this. Sent in by Shannon from Ohio. That's the sun. And there's no big bright corona. All you see is a orange, fiery looking little disc down on the horizon. You know, even in all the sunrises and sunsets that I've seen, I don't recall ever seeing one that toned down. I mean, there's hardly any light coming off of the sun. Good observation sent in by Shannon from Ohio. This next photograph was sent in by, actually, Nashville, Tennessee. I'm not sure who the sender was, but I want to thank you. They sent in several photographs, and what we have is a halo with the sundogs. And we saw an example of extreme sundog, or an extreme sundog earlier in the video. But this is higher up in the sky, not down on the horizon. But what we have, instead of a single line at the top of the halo, there's a dual line, which is kind of rare. I have to admit, I've seen hundreds of these guys. They're not that uncommon. But this feature is definitely uncommon. I haven't seen that very often. Not that I've seen them all, but to me, that's a pretty rare feature for a sun halo. That was sent in from Nashville, Tennessee. This next photograph is definitely rare. It was sent in by Millie. And the sky on this particular day had that feature in it that she noticed and took a picture of. That's why she took a picture of the sky. Look at that. That kind of has the personality of a hole punch cloud, but it's not round. It's in the shape of an F in the sky. I've never seen anything even close to that. And I would say that she hadn't either. That's why she took the picture. Great observation. This next photograph comes from Luis, and he was at LAX over in Los Angeles. Took this photograph from out near the parking lot, and he noticed a beam of light coming up from behind, I don't know if that's a cloud or a mountain, and he'd never seen that before. And he sent me several photographs as he was very perplexed as to why there was a beam of light shooting up into the sky like that. And it is quite unusual, and it's almost a different color than the lights you see here in the foreground in this parking lot. This was taken on January the 8th, sent in by Luis from LAX. Good observation, Luis. This next photograph was sent in by Kai, and it's of the moon in the night sky, and it's just kind of a massive cloud. There's nothing else in the sky except the moon and that huge trail in the sky, and it is exceptionally big. I've seen a lot of big ones here lately. This is a awesome sunset sent in by Jose from DC. Look at that. I mean, you know, that's a hallmark moment. Good observation, Jose. Thank you for sharing. In fact, he sent in two. This is number 2. Look at that. I mean, you could make calendars out of some of these pictures that you guys are sending in. And this is our Earth. This is our planet in rare form. We've got orange skies. We've got purple skies. We go from orange to purple to white. We've seen yellow. I've got one picture in here that's got multiple colors in it you're going to really enjoy from, if I'm not mistaken, it come from Norway. This was sent in by Anthony. A pinkish purple sky. Just a amazing set of pictures. This one here was sent in by Charity, and it's from the International Space Station. Look at this. Now, guys, just for general purposes here, this is always a reflection that's in the International Space Station when it's aligned in a certain position with the sun. That's always there. I've seen that several dozen times. This one here, though, I got to admit, I've never seen, or at least on a regular basis, I've seen different types of reflections, but this one was kind of unique. That's why I'm sharing it. I don't know, it looks like a star, you know, a 5-pointed star with 5 independent points in the center. Could be a reflection. I'm not saying it's anything. I'm just saying that it's interesting, and it was a good observation by Charity, who noticed that back in December of 2018 from the International Space Station. Good job, Charity. This next photograph was sent in by Amanda from Colorado. Look at those clouds. How about that? That's what I was saying earlier. You know, you guys, with all these photographs, we could put together a calendar of unique sky phenomenon that have been observed. Just in 1 month, we'd have more than enough pictures to make a cool calendar. Look at that. Awesome observation. We go from purple to red to orange to white. Just unbelievable. Had a unique eclipse the other night where supposedly a meteorite impacted the moon during the eclipse. I've seen that. I'm not sure what to make of that. This photograph was sent in by Zach T. from Washington. And he was quite mesmerized at what he was watching. That's why he took a picture of something going on in the sky, independent things in the sky, and the proximity of the sun. Here's another photograph sent in by Zach. Look at that, from Washington. This is another one by Zach from Washington. Got these awesome sky beams at sun, I don't know if it's sunrise or sunset. Either way, it's absolutely spectacular. Great observation. Another photo by Zach. And let's see here. Another photo by Zach. Look at that. Unbelievable. This one here looks like a supernova. Looks like the sun has gone nova. The clouds around the sun are bright orange, dark orange, fiery looking orange, and the sun disk is in the middle. Looks like it's gone completely nova. What a photograph. Great observation, Zach. This next photograph was sent in by Trevor from Carlsbad, California. And it reminded me of the one that I showed you just a few minutes ago from Kai. It was one big, huge. That's why I said we've been seeing a lot of these large ones lately. And Kai noticed one by the moon. Trevor noticed one during the day as he was out driving around from Carlsbad, California. Sky beams here through a round cloud. This was sent in by Jay Scott. I've had this picture for a while, but it was worth resharing in case some of you hadn't seen it. Looks like a beehive in the sky, number one. And then on both sides of the beehive, we have what are apparent dark beams coming out of the hive. It's really neat. That is a neat photograph. Never seen anything quite like it since I've had that, and I've had that for over a year. This next photograph is from South Africa. This was taken by Rich just recently. It was a thunderstorm that went through. Now we've got purple skies. We go from orange to pink to purple to red with a fierce lightning bolt coming down out of the storm they had. And here's the sky, just a deep purple. This was during the thunderstorm. South Africa, sent in by Rich. Thank you, Rich. Now we're going to go from purple to bright pink. This was sent in by Rod, and it's got a little bit of purple down towards the bottom. Good observation. I think this is sunset. I'm not exactly sure. Sunrise or sunset. This next photograph was sent in by Rebecca from California, and you can see why she took the photograph. There were colors around the sun. This was what was observed in California when the young lady, by sheer accident, filmed something that looked like a Stargate object near the sun. She noticed this around the sun too, these colorful clouds. That's why she took the photograph. Definitely loaded with color. Great picture, great observation. Much like this one here. A rainbow or a colorful patch of sky in the night sky observed by Sandy from Michigan. Look at that. You can see it's pitch dark outside except for this area right here and over here a little bit. But look at that sky that's loaded with color. She said it looked like a rainbow in the sky in the middle of the night. Incredible. I mean, incredible. Earth is an amazing place, guys. Just look around. Like right here, this observation sent in. The photo was taken by Robert, and it was sent in by Lita, and it was from Denver, Colorado. And you can see driving down this road, they look up at what looks like a piece of white licorice hanging in the sky horizontally. That's a twisted cloud. Look at that. I mean, just some amazing stuff. Great observations, guys. Here's another awesome sky photo. I think this is sunset, sent in by Gabriel. Look at that. Olive Township. Fiery orange sky. This photograph was sent in by Michael. It's a screenshot from Google Moon. And this is something he noticed on the surface of the moon. And it doesn't fit in with the terrain, obviously. You can tell by looking, it almost looks shiny. And it's an odd shape to be a crater. It's not round. Almost looks like a graphite fingernail. Look at that. And that's on the surface of the moon. I don't know exactly where. I don't know if the coordinates are on here. But Michael sent that in as he was looking through the images on Google Moon. This next photograph was sent in by Matt from Detroit. And you can see it's an example of the sundog phenomenon. That's why I shared that video with you of that really bright sundog that did look like a second sun setting over here. This is normally what they look like. That other one looked like this, like two suns setting. But that's still a great photograph sent in by Matt from Detroit. Here's a unique photograph sent in by Crystal from Las Vegas. Looks like a stovepipe coming down out of the sky. Look at that. She noticed this as she was driving. Weird looking cloud. Almost looked like the end of a vacuum cleaner coming right out of the sky. Speaking of sky, look at this. This is a sunrise sent in by Jill, reflecting off of a lake. Just an incredible photograph. Good job. Here's another one by Jill. Same phenomenon, a bright pink sky that's turned the lake into what looks like a bright pink, the reflection. Just incredible. Angela from Texas. I want to say this is a sunset. Just an awesome photograph. Keep them coming, guys. What do we have here? Angela from, oh yeah, this is again another example of the night sky. This is in Brookville, Indiana. So this would be south of Michigan, but once again we have color in the night sky. And I get it when you're in a densely populated area like a metropolitan city. I don't think that's the case here. And she's familiar with the night sky, but for some reason on this night there was a light, almost not from the moon, but color and some sort of light in the sky. Covered a big portion of the sky. So unique observations at night now. This next photograph was sent in by Alec, and he said it looked like a red laser beam coming down through the clouds. Look at that. And that's not a typical rainbow. That's solid pink or red. I think that's some sort of a bird. But there's something there that doesn't look like an ordinary rainbow at all. That's why he took the picture. Great observation. This next photograph was sent in by Shanna from Salt Lake City, Utah. Look at this. How about that? Big triangle in the sky. Amazing photograph. Perfect triangle. Salt Lake City, just got that one. Here's another photograph of the Las Vegas cloud that looks like some sort of a vacuum cleaner. Let me zoom in a little closer and show you. This is above, I think that's a metropolitan area or a suburb. Don't know what we've got going on here. If that's just light pollution, maybe. I don't know. But that is really one weird looking cloud. Don't know what would even cause something like that, but that's why she took the picture. Chris from Belgium got to see the eclipse. I'm glad that a lot of you got to enjoy the eclipse. We didn't have a chance. I couldn't even get a good picture of it out here. It was so hazy. But that's just the way it goes. Belgium, Chris, excellent picture of the eclipse. She also has another one here that was sent in. So good job. I'm glad you got to see it. I've seen them before in the past, but sometimes, you know, it just, the weather, sky does not cooperate, and it doesn't work out. Now, this one here is kind of unique. Joe took this photograph from the UK of the eclipse, and he had several pictures that showed up with some sort of a purple anomaly in the picture. And he doesn't know why. And he asked me if I knew what could possibly be causing that, and I really don't know either. And I told him I didn't know. If you guys know what that maybe could be, leave a comment in the comment section below. But a purple anomaly of some sort, I haven't seen it anywhere else, so it's probably just unique to Joe and his situation wherever he was filming this from in the UK. Maybe there was some sort of a light on the ground that caused a weird reflection. I don't know. But anyway, that's a unique photograph of the eclipse of some sort of a strange purple anomaly in the photograph. This next image is from a video that was sent in by Gary from Nebraska. And again, you know, an incredible photograph of a huge storm that was moving through Nebraska. This was back in the summer. You can see corn standing. But this one will never get old. That is an incredible photogenic storm. And he said that this storm did later on produce a tornado or two. This was back in the summertime. Once again, that was sent in by Gary from Nebraska. Just an incredible photograph with some lightning in the front of this thing as it was moving slowly through the atmosphere. Just an unbelievable observation. Much like this one here. This photograph was sent in by Nico from Finland. Look at this. When I was mentioning multiple colors in the sky, you've got dark pink, light yellow, blue, dark yellow, and the road that's got snow on it is white, but it's a purplish white. Look at that. Awesome photograph sent in by Nico from Finland. Diane from California observed this unique cloud structure. Got this photograph, I think, yesterday or the day before. Pretty cool. Sometimes you will see these above mountains, even volcanoes. There is a name for these, and I don't know it right off the top of my head, but there is a name for these types of clouds. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look like a stack of pancakes. But an excellent observation and an awesome photo. Thank you for sharing. Greatly appreciate that. Been seeing this phenomenon here recently, especially since the eclipse, prior to the eclipse. After the eclipse, we've been seeing a few, not a lot, but a few moon halos coming in. And this is an example of a moon halo. This was sent in by Becky from Maryland. And I've got some other ones also. I think they're at the Sky Phenomenon Photo Gallery at the website. Got a couple more photos to finish up with, guys, and I've got a lot more to get to. Thank you guys for sharing. I really do appreciate it, and I'm working hard to get through all of the emails. This was sent in by Linda from Georgia, and it's of a sunrise or sunset. I'm not exactly sure, but you can see some strange circle that showed up in the photograph. I don't know if she saw this or if it just appeared in the photograph, but it's perfectly round. Doesn't look like a typical light anomaly that we always see with smartphones or cameras in general when you're taking a photograph of the brightest object in the solar system, and that would be the sun. You're always going to get light anomalies in your photograph unless you have a special filter. And even then, there's no guarantees that you're not going to get some sort of light reflection or glare. That doesn't look like glare, it doesn't look like a reflection. It looks like a perfect circle in the sky. So, interesting photograph sent in by Linda. Thank you, Linda, and thank you, everybody, for sharing your pictures. Here's one final look at this disc or two-disc, a dual-disc looking cloud that was sent in yesterday by Jenny. Not exactly sure where, but you can see in this still shot there is a different color right in the center of this unique structure in the sky that she observed from a long ways away that did not fit in with anything else in the sky. That's why she took the video. All right, guys, that's all I got for now. Don't forget to check your subscribe tab and make sure you click on the notifications bell so you'll be notified each time we upload a video. And you can find that tab here at the home page of the YouTube channel. There's the red subscribe tab. It's Mr. MBB 333. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a super day and be safe out there.